We're here with Paolo Frankl, who is the head of division at the International Energy Agency for Renewable Energies. What is your view, the IEA view on the heating market in the future? What role is there in for solar thermal?
It's an important role. I mean, first of all, I would like to say that I would like to start with the fact that the heat part of final energy consumption is very important in all countries of the world, up to 40%. It has been, to be fair, neglected by policymakers, and we are increasing our attention in this field. In general, our attention on renewables, and of course solar will make its role in the heating sector. As far as this is concerned, we are preparing a solar heating and cooling roadmap, which will be published in spring 2012. The preliminary vision that we are setting up with the help of our implementing agreements, the IEA Technology Network and other experts worldwide, is that in absolute numbers there is a huge increase of solar thermal to be expected, over a factor 100, because the role in the longer term, in particular of solar, is of course very high. The crucial point is how to behave and how to make it happen, and we see the next 5 to 10 years a crucial period in order for this vision to be achieved. And the solar heat sector has been suffering from the crisis in a stronger way than other renewables, to some extent for good reasons, one being the fact that it's more linked with the building sector, which was very severely impacted by the crisis. I think the industry should take full advantage of that. Every crisis has always an opportunity part, and the industry should look very seriously at what are the main bottlenecks, what are the real competitors, and importantly, what are the opportunities. To look at the opportunities, it is important to think big. And to think big in terms of applications, of a wide spectrum of applications, big also in size of systems, because I think the large-scale systems, the large applications in several sectors have not been given enough attention so far, and to think big in terms of the number of markets and geographical conditions. Now we are here, of course, at the European conference, but the industry should look beyond Europe. Beyond the European market. There are new markets emerging that have incredibly interesting sizes in North Africa, in the Middle East, in South Africa, in Latin America. And I would also provocatively say that if the European industry does not do that, the Chinese will do it. So it's really a delicate moment for the industry, but I think it has also opportunities that should be taken advantage of and be exploited.
Great. What do you see as the main driver for this big increase in solar thermal that you are predicting? Is it the prices of fossil fuels? Is this the cost digression in solar thermal? What is the main driver in your opinion?
Well, there are several drivers. First of all, I should say that in our technology roadmap, the overall objective is to have an energy mix in 2050 that will have 50% less of carbon emission than today. So the first driver is a CO2 climate, the reduction and environmental driver. But then there are other drivers that are equally important, like energy security. And just to give an example how solar thermal can be important in that respect so far, the best example I think is South Africa, where the peak power demand heavily depended on the electric water heaters. And now the South Africans have realized that the best and the cheapest way and the best way to do that is to invest in solar thermal collectors to reduce the peak power demand, and that this is just much more efficient than simply install new coal power plants.
When you do modeling of heating markets, renewable heating markets, do you look at them regionally? So is there some regions that will benefit more from solar thermal than others?
all IEA models are done on a regional scales. Then we aggregate everything. Of course, there are regions that will profit more, but what my colleague Cédric Philibert very nicely noticed in a book that will be published soon, in 2050, 7 billion over 9 billion of people will be in sunny countries. So you can imagine where the main demand will be. And this is a huge potential for solar technologies in general, included solar heating.
Where can people find these documents that you're talking about that are forthcoming?
On our website. The book will be for sale, but also available for sale in our electronic library. The roadmap are publicly available document. There are on our website under the item technology roadmaps, renewables. You can find already those which have been already published. We published on wind, on solar PV, on solar concentrated solar power, on biofuels for transport, and on geothermal. And soon, in the next year, we will have hydropower, solar heating and cooling, and then bioenergy for heat and power.
Can you give us the address of that agency, the International Energy Agency?
That's very, very easy. www.iea.org.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thanks to you.